have the bollocks.
Do you really want to go toe-to-toe with me on that?
You've completely, like, what are we doing here? Levy isn't going anywhere.
It's all down to timing, isn't it?
Yes, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, whoever you are, welcome back. This is the Spurs 5. Stel will be with us in a minute, and then we'll be rotating the fifth one as a guest every however often we do it. Big up and apologies. I'm all over the place at the moment, guys. I've just done a 4-hour stream, and as usual, because Spurs didn't win, it just descended into your manager, Savva out, as though I picked the team, as though I was playing the game. But Stel, I can never, ever, ever. What's that? That's nice. I like that.
This is the official Paphos Cyprus Supporters Club jersey, mate. I had to buy one to get an interview with the guy that runs the place. Top man, by the way, Peter. Video's coming out tomorrow. Top bloke. Really good guy.
Love it. You bloody Greeks. Yeah. Did you get it free? Did you say?
No, I had to pay.
Oh, you had to pay for it. All right. Guys and girls, we will bring on. We'll make it 5. I'll bring on TJ. I think TJ just wanted to say something, and then he wanted his. He said 5 pence. He can have more than 5 pence. We can give him a whole pound in the meter. So I'll bring on TJ. Welcome to you, TJ. Hope you're well.
Well, go on.
I've got a horrible echo though.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I can just hear everything I'm saying back. And as much as my voice is sexy, I'm not sure I need to hear that. Guys, we will get into it. I know the chat is lively already. Everyone wants to have their couple of seconds of fame, and everyone wants to cuss it. So I'm just trying to put everyone as near as possible to their normal slots. Stel normally goes there, right? And then Johnny's normally there. There we go. So lots of different Sean Butlers tonight. Guys, girls, welcome to the Spurs 5. Please smash the like button if you haven't already. Please subscribe, and please note that this is going to be a show instead of Thursday night, because Thursday, I believe 3 or 4 of us can't make it. I believe it's a Jewish holiday on Thursday night, if I'm not wrong, guys. Yeah. And also a few people are busy. So we're here, and we've just had what a point. I'm going to start on a positive, guys. What a point. Stel was buzzing. His positivity was overflowing in the WhatsApp group. TJ, let me start with you, man. Listen, how you doing? You good? You well?
I'm good, my bro. How you been, man?
Mate, I'm knackered. I've just been called a CUNT about 1,000 times in about 10 minutes on my stream. But, hey, I'm here. TJ, I'm going to go and get a water because I've been streaming for 4 hours. Tell the people, give us your overview. What happened tonight?
Let me tell you this, innit? I don't know if Frank had frostbite. I don't know if the team were cold, but this was one of the worst performances I've seen in a long while. I didn't believe we set up to win this match personally. It was dreadful. We were the worst team. We didn't deserve to draw. Let's keep it buck. We were lucky. And the worst thing was, the more I watched the game, the more frustrating it got. I want to be positive because I know it's too early to just be red card, but we don't create clear-cut chances. You know, it looks like our only ways of scoring is overhead balls. And look, set pieces are good. It's a good dimension to have in your toolkit. But we don't play proper football on the floor. And I'm just getting frustrated, man. I don't know, man. I'm not enjoying any minute of it.
Do you think
I don't know what you thought about it. We were second fiddle for the whole game. Even second half, it was poor.
Do you think that team though is, you know, when you've got if you had a decent striker, a left winger, and a midfielder, a 10 at the start of the game,
that would have been different. I mean, let's be honest, right? That pitch, I'm not going to make excuses for it, but basically it's a combination between Thomas Frank getting it completely wrong with the team, the tactics, the pitch, and the players' performance. I think all of them are equally to blame or a cause of that performance. But there's no excuse. But somehow or other, we got a point out of that. And let me tell you, there'll be many, many teams going to Bodo this season, and they'll get nothing out of that ground, right? They've lost one of their last 17 games. And last season, they beat Roma. Well, who's that dinging? Lazio.
I'll get it.
Roma.
It's always Lubo.
Did they beat Galatasaray as well? Still, I can't remember. But they had some really, really good good performances, and they got to take every edge. That they practice on that pitch with a dry pitch. As soon as they go off the pitch, they flood the pitch with water, and it was embarrassing. They couldn't control the ball. The ball's bouncing all over the place. But they're professional footballers. You got to get on with it. At the end of the day, you have to get on with it. But everyone's to blame for that defeat and that performance tonight, because it felt like a defeat. We got out of jail. Yeah, we literally
just expect so much more.
Yeah, we literally won there last year when their season had been ended for months, right? That's the difference, right? They're well ahead in their season ahead of us, right? Last season, their season had ended, right?
They beat Lazio 6-2 last year, Johnny, the game before, man. What are we doing?
Pardon?
They beat Lazio 6-2 the season before when their season ended.
That's what I'm saying. They're very good. They're a very good team. Anyone thinks
you're saying, but when we went there last year, the reason we beat them is because their season had ended. They beat Lazio 6-2. Listen, I think we're being nice about this. That was utterly unacceptable tonight.
I'm not being nice about it. I said it was shit. But what I'm saying is, I blamed everything. Right? What haven't I blamed? I blamed the manager, I blamed the pitch, and I blamed the players.
We train on a 3G pitch. Spurs have got one of the most.
That isn't a 3G pitch like we play on. Come on, Stel, mate.
Johnny, right? These are professional football players.
I know that, but they ain't the same pitch, is it?
They train. Well, that pitch was fine last season, wasn't it?
Right? Well, not really.
To me, the biggest problem I'm seeing right now is two things. And again, I'm not angry, because I've said it all along. I'll give Frank the season. Every manager deserves a season.
You were really positive tonight.
I'm not going to do what I did last year, which was rant and shout every time the result wasn't quite what we wanted. I've actually got a concern at the moment, and it's a mixture of the manager and this squad being overhyped. The simple basics of putting passes together. You look at that second goal. Xavi Simons gives away a silly ball. We then recover well, right? Then Odebert loses the ball.
No, Vicario boots it, didn't he?
Yeah, and then Spence gives it away. Then Vicario. I'm looking at players. I'm thinking, you can't make a basic pass. It's what I saw against Wolves. So something's not right with the fundamentals if players can't make a basic pass, and it's costing us. And this coming back and getting a draw, that luck's going to run out, and we're going to get buried by a team sooner or later. My issue with Frank at the moment, and he's got plenty of time to rectify it, is this team cannot play 4-3-3 if he rotates. We cannot play 4-3-3 when he rotates. He needs one system for his best 11 and a completely different system for the other players that he brings in when he rotates, because that midfield got overran, got split wide open, and it just causes problems. I personally think Frank should look at it and say, right, I haven't got my best players on the pitch. Paulina's on the bench, Kudus on the bench, Romero's injured, etc., etc. I'm not playing 4-3-3. They're not good enough. They can't do it. Every time we play 4-3-3 with some kind of rotation or player change, we just look like we don't know what we're doing. So, but Frank's got time to address that, which is why I'm not angry. It's just very frustrating, though, when we go to what's arguably one of the weakest teams in the Champions League, and we don't look very good. No,
Can I
competent performance.
But again, I'm not angry because we've got 4 points out of 6 in the Champions League, so you can't get too angry.
Can I just offer something? Still, Can I just say, I'll tell you the reason why I'm not angry. I know lots of people are losing their minds. I said this before the game, right? Well, Johnny, they are. People are losing their minds.
You can see in the chat. I just mentioned the pitch as being a contributing factor, but I'm not blaming the fucking pitch because the team selection was wrong and the performances from front to back were shambolic. Simple.
But do you know what I would say is this, Johnny? Right? Is when I watch this group of players, I don't know why people are expecting to see anything good. I don't rate any of the midfield or forward line that started that game. When I see that team, I think to myself, this is going to be a workmanlike performance where we have to dig in and try and grab a point or sneak a win, right? I don't rate any of those midfielders, really. I know we talked about this yesterday, Stel, didn't we, on the Spurs 5 about Bergvall? Jury massively out for me still before everyone loses their mind. I don't think Sarr technically is a good football mate. I've been streaming so many hours. I don't think he's a good technical footballer. Bentancur, for me, I think it'll be a travesty if he gets this new contract, right? And the front three, I'm going to say it, that's the worst front three I've ever seen in Spurs in all my years of supporting Tottenham. So when I look at that, I don't know what people are expecting they're going to see. I genuinely don't. I don't think any of those players are Champions League level footballers, right? And unfortunately, we can have the argument about when he should rotate or not. That's a different argument. But unfortunately, these are our squad players. Unfortunately, this is the squad that we've left the man with for 4 competitions, including the Champions League.
It's not good enough.
Can I say something?
Yeah,
Against Bodo Glimt, respectfully, even though the team is not at the standard of Champions League, I expect a competent performance.
Sure,
we could lose the match. It's not about winning and losing. We could lose the match, but I expect to see some form of football.
Sure, but TJ, okay, so look at...
I agree with TJ on that. I agree with TJ.
You can agree with that all you like. Bring it back down. Go on. You tell me from that front 6 that played, what were you expecting? Bergvall doesn't get the ball down and play. Starr can't get the ball down and play. Bentancur gives it away every time he gets it. Odegaard's one of the worst wingers I've seen in a Spurs shirt. Brennan Johnson, period, is one of the worst footballers I've ever seen at this club.
Shocking. Richarlison was shit. Johnson was shit.
Richarlison, for me, I tell you what.
Scored a great goal, though, Savva.
He must be the luckiest man. He must be the luckiest man in Brazil, right? So I tell you, when people are saying, look at this, right? Not this one, sorry. Savva forgets Rule Fox, Andy Sinton. Give me Andy Sinton over Odegaard all day, every day. Odegaard does the square root of nothing. So what were people expecting to see?
Savva, I've seen us play better than what I saw tonight against other teams this season. There's games this season where I said to myself, do you know what? We're not too shabby, right? We're not great, but we're not too shabby. When we look really, really shabby, I'm asking myself, why? Why are we suddenly just incapable of making basic passes? What is going on? And for me, it's typically when we're getting overrun. And I think Frank needs to change the shape. And it's weird because at the start of the season, Savva, hold on, at pre-season and at the start of the season, he was changing tactics quite a bit. Suddenly, he stopped doing it. And I don't know why he suddenly stopped doing it. And I think it's actually hurting us. So I'm hoping he goes back to being a bit more...
Still, do you get my point? But do you get my point, though? Even if I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, mate, at all. Right? I'm not saying Frank is blameless. But I think whatever formation you put out with those players, the problem is none of those players are good enough technical footballers that we are going to have the ball and keep possession. And unfortunately, if we are not playing our best players, even when we play our best 11, it's not good enough. But if we are not playing the Paulinhos, the Kuduses and the Simmons... Right?
Yeah, it hurts us.
The drop-off, though, Stel, I said to Lubo earlier, it's not like you go from a 10 to an 8. You go from a 10 to a 5. That drop-off is horrific. It's why I said I didn't rate the window, and you all told me it was a great window. That's why I said I didn't rate it.
No one said it was a great window because we all know that the left-hand side was missing. But listen,
And
Savva,
centre mid and up front, a lot.
the front is shocking.
The thing is,
right?
we signed Kolo Muani, but he's injured, isn't he? Muani's injured.
Yeah, there's no options, Stel. There's no Savva. There's no options up front. Even if you have the ball in the middle, Odegaard doesn't know what's going on. Johnson is running up and down on the spot. I mean, he passed 2 balls, mate. He was going nowhere. It was absolutely shambolic.
I'll tell you, Johnny, look at the team that played.
Our passing should be better than that. Our passing is awful. Like,
Who's
really
at heart
bad.
for the ball in our team?
Yeah, but Savva, I'm talking about making a 10-yard pass when there's no one in the way, and we're giving it away still.
I agree, but this is what I've seen from Bergvall, Sarr, and Bentancur for the last year. I'm not surprised. It
was Spence today. It was Odegaard. It was Vicario. It was like everyone was just
because they're not Champions League level.
We're not, but
but Bodo Glimt aren't exactly Champions League.
Okay, but still, then you don't know anything about Bodo Glimt because the one thing
do.
Bodo. Hang on.
I predicted Bodo to beat Spurs last year.
Hang on. Because the one thing Bodo are, whatever you want to say about them, they are a ball possession team. They have been coached within an inch of their life. Pass, move. Their manager's been there about, it feels like 300 years. We don't have players that play that way. We just don't.
We do, Savva. We do have players that can play that way. Mate, I'm not saying we've got players that can play Barcelona football. But we've got players that can keep possession of the ball in certain phases of play.
Still, look at the team. Hang on, Sam. Look at the team that was picked today. This was last season's team. Last season's team with no Maddison, no Kulu, no Solanke, and no Son. And last year we finished 17th. We lost God knows how many games. And we're missing tonight.
But we all blamed Ange for that, Lubo.
Now, hang on 1 second. I blamed Ange last year because of the system that left us very vulnerable still. That was it. If he'd have played a proper system, a mature system, a grown-up system, instead of playing like an under-10 coach.
Do you think 4-3-3 was working tonight, Lubo? Do you think the 4-3-3 was working?
I don't think we had quality. We had no creativity in the team. Nothing. We had nobody.
Would you have played 4-3-3 with that starting 11?
Hang on, you don't answer anyone else's questions. You can't ask someone else. You don't answer anyone else's.
Hang on.
Cheeky.
We can't. Right, you got nobody creating. You got nobody to hold the ball up front. So the ball's just going to keep coming back.
Exactly.
And that's it. And that is it. And the most of the time.
Change the system. If you could see that happening, change the system.
So who holds it up if you change the system?
Hang on a second.
Don't play to hold it up then.
Right, you can't play 3 at the back. You can't play 3 at the back. There's no Romero there. There's no Romero. So you can't play 3 at the back. Danso had an absolute mare tonight as well. You just couldn't play.
Shocking.
Terrible. You couldn't play 3.
Danso had a bad game. He did, yeah.
Right.
Him and Spence and Porro, by the way.
Did you see that bit where Spence was running along the side of the touchline and all of a sudden the ball just bounced up in the air?
I know, but it's so you got no creativity, you got nobody holding the ball up. You've got a real problem, and because of that, the ball kept coming back. We were missing our best 3 of our best 4 or 5 players for the first hour, and you've missed the players you missed the players that were doing something last season.
Right, you got Ben Davies on the bench, so you can go to a back 3. You got Ben Davies; he can play left side of the back 3.
Danso, Mickey, and Ben Davis.
Yeah.
No thanks. Come on.
No,
okay. Well, then, if you're not
then
if you're not prepared to change it, you get what you saw tonight, mate.
No, but he did change it still, and we came back from 2 goals down, and we got a draw.
He made substitutions. He didn't change the system.
Yes, he did. He went to a 4-2-3-1.
Look,
Xavi Simmons was playing in the 10 when he came on. No,
you're right. Xavi, you're right. Xavi Simmons were in the 10. I just look at it from the off, and I just think, look, I just don't believe that when Spurs don't start the best 11, that we can start a 4-3-3. I think we've got a starting 11 that can do it, just about, with a weakness on the left side. But I don't think that as soon as you take out 2 or 3 first teamers, like we did tonight, Kudus, Paulinho, and Romero injured, I don't think you can play the same system. These players can't do it. I think he needs to have a different system for, let's call it the second string. That's just my view,
Can I just tell you, the highlight for me, Stel, was when the ball came over and Brennan Johnson ducked out of the challenge, the aerial challenge that led to Benton Court making that ridiculous challenge on the other side of the pitch. Why do you fucking duck out of a challenge? You're a fucking footballer. You've done nothing the whole game. Go watch it back. He ducks out the aerial challenge. What are you doing?
I saw it. I saw it. He's not good enough.
You pussy, man. You're like a footballer. Get stuck into your head, get bashed in, right? Take your man on. That's football. If you can't take the battle, right, this is what I'm saying. Take your man on. It's no point him having, I can't have backdoor Johnson every game.
Not to tell you something, Johnny, he shouldn't be anywhere near our team. The shambles for the first goal, both Porro and Johnson went with the runner. I mean, that's appalling.
But Lubo, every time he nips in and scores a tap in, everyone starts going Johnson again. He is atrocious.
Does Ange want in? Does Ange maybe want to take him to Forest?
Hang on. Did any of you see today? I don't know if it was a clip from today or yesterday, but there's who's the big guy on TalkSport that talks Spurs? Big gruff guy.
Majestic.
Yeah, Majestic. He had, I don't know who she was. He had a panelist on. It was him and her talking.
I know who she is.
Right. And it was this whole back and forth between them. And I watched it. I thought, I'm going to watch it. And it was Spurs fans. They disrespect Brennan Johnson. What more do they want? And I'm sitting there going, I'm sorry. Do you guys watch this guy? Because he is atrocious. Like, he can't pass. He can't cross. He is... I genuinely believe my puppy, who is 10 months old, right, would offer more strength on the ball, right? He doesn't track back. He jogs around the pitch. And whenever he plays, notice how much more exposed we are on the right-hand side than when Kudus plays. Because Kudus gets back and helps out, right? And this is the problem. These are our squad players. These are our players, guys, that when people are injured or need a rest, these are who come in. This is not a Champions League squad. When I've got fans telling me, Johnny, I've got fans telling me every day in my channel, why can't we finish fourth? I'm like, are you looking at the squad? What are you seeing in this squad that you go quality? I'm seeing Kudus where I go quality footballer. Paulinho, quality footballer. Romero and Van der Ven, no problems with them, right? I look at those four and I go quality, right? I then look at Simmons and go, okay, you need time. He looks like a lad that's got the quality but needs time. I now look at everyone else and I go, okay, Porro, yeah. If Porro was sold and we bought another right back, I'm not going to cry. Same with the left backs. Bentancur, meh. Bergvall, okay, he's a kid. Let's see what he grows into. Gray, meh. Sarr,
he'll come through now.
Right, Sarr, meh. Odegaard, nothing. Johnson, nothing. Richie, nothing. Solanke, meh. So what is it that people are looking at that makes them go, I'm expecting loads more? I wasn't expecting anything more if those players don't play.
Do you know what? We've come away. He's
James is the only one waiting, by the way, so I'm going to bring him in. Sorry, it's unfair. There was loads waiting.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sorry.
It's cool.
I won't bring anyone else in now.
You're right, James. Power.
Sorry,
he's picked
why am I miserable?
He's picked a team tonight, and he's gone away with a draw. He's rested three of his best players for an hour. I thought Doggy made a difference as well when he came on. He looked different league. It was only for a short period, but he looked differently to Spence. We're missing Romero as well. So for me, he's got the draw that he needed. So
Lubo, we got away with murder, man. Murder.
Sometimes murder. Sometimes you need to get away with murder.
He's got the
I
result.
agree, but to say he got the draw he wanted, we were so lucky tonight, man. It was unbelievable, and
we deserve to lose.
Yeah.
In my
We did
opinion, we're
deserve
too
to.
one-dimensional, man. I've not seen us play good football. That's my opinion. We're
have.
too
We weren't at
one-dimensional.
TJ, we weren't at the start of the
You
season
see.
though. The first 3 games, we were very he was very tactical, was Frank, the first 3 games. He really was. He's suddenly just kind of just sticking with this one way at the moment. I'm hoping, look, I think he'll get out of it. I think he'll change
Man
it.
City away, you know, Haaland never got a sniff. You know?
We were brilliant in that game. We were brilliant.
So, you know, it's there, but let's be honest. Look, it's been very poor. It's been very poor. There
So,
can't be
my question to the panel then.
I thought we played well against Brighton, even though we
Oh,
drew,
go for
by
it.
the way. I thought we actually played quite well.
Yeah.
Why is this crop of players? Why can't we beat Bodo Glimt? Is Bodo Glimt man for man better than the squad that we have on the pitch right now?
But when
Yes.
you watch
Yes.
when they play away from home, you watch when teams go to their ground, they're all going to struggle at that pitch. Watch what happens. Look at
But
the
the
result.
thing is, everyone's shaking their head, Johnny, as though Bodo are crap. Look at look at the
I
left
know.
winger today. Look
No.
at their left winger. He was quality. Berg controls the game.
I'm not saying. Look,
Good footballers.
Hey,
I'm not saying Bodo Glimt's scrapped. I'm saying the players at Tottenham don't deserve to wear the Tottenham shirt if they can't. I'm not saying we have to win all games.
Agreed.
Personally, I don't care. Even if we lost and we played a competent performance, I'll be here and be like, okay, cool. It was a hard day at the office. But man for man, we are better than Bodo Glimt. We are better than Bodo Glimt.
Not
As much
that
as
11.
you're talking about
Not
Johnson,
That's not what you
TJ,
said
not
before the
that
game.
11.
That's not what you said
Not
before the
that
game.
11 is better than Bodo Glimt. Johnson doesn't get into Bodo Glimt's team. Richie doesn't, and neither does Odeberg. For me, Eugene, you're looking confused.
Disagree.
You think Brennan
I mean-
Johnson? You think Brennan Johnson?
Guys,
gets
I will say Jens Petter Hauge is better than anything we've got in the front 3. He was mustard. He was absolutely mustard.
Berg's better than any of our midfielders that played tonight as well.
You got all these 3 names, did you, Stel? Well done. I just called him Hogg.
Mate, Iggy from Tottenham away was waxing lyrical about him. And then when he scored those 2 goals, we all started watching a bit more closely. And I thought, yeah, do you know
Quality
what?
player.
He is. He's very good. But
Do we really
we
think
should-
any
we
of
should
that
still be
front
beating
3
them, though.
gets into that? Sorry, do we really think any of that front 3 of ours gets into that Bodo Glimt front 3? Seriously.
well, James
not after this performance,
James
nah.
has been proven right. James has been proven right. Our front 3 is actually championship level. He's
Oh,
actually
God, it's
right.
dog shit.
It
Yeah,
is
he's been
championship
shit
level.
I-
for a long time.
And to be honest, Frank is picking this out of choice. I said it before the game, Lubo, and I was saying, no, it doesn't matter. It's Bodo Glimt. We're going to beat Bodo Glimt. And to be honest, Savva, even you said this
Look
team
at
is
him
good enough to beat Bodo. You said this team better. Like what players get from the Bodo Glimt team get into the Spurs team? You said that before the game started, and I said
I
this
never
is the
said that.
Champions
I never said
League.
what players- No, don't
Yeah,
make
you did.
things
Yeah,
up.
you did. Yeah, no. On my children's, like you said, what a lot of these players
Don't
get
get-
into the
no,
Spurs
don't
team,
do
and then you said
children's life.
Berg.
That's fucking ridiculous.
No,
I'm
no,
not
but
doing
don't
that.
say that I'm making things up because I'm not.
I said not one of Bodo's players gets into our 11.
You said even with this 11, what Bodo players get into our 11? Then you said Berg, and then that's what you said.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
That is not
but,
what I said.
but
'cause Patrick Berg-
either way,
Patrick Berg
it-
walks into our team all day,
yeah,
every
that's
day.
the play you said. Yeah, that's the only play you said.
No, hang on. Said Haig is a very good player. If anyone watches Bodo Glimt play, he's a very good player as well. Listen, James, when we're saying he's picking this forward line through choice, other than Kudus, who he rested today, what other choice has he got?
Javi, look, it's not just the forward line. For me personally, you don't.
That's not what you argue. So you're
no,
changing
no,
your
but there's
point.
more to it. There's more to it though. For me, you've dropped your 3 best players, and personally, you've played Saar and Bergval and Bentancur in the same midfield again when we've seen that doesn't work consistently. So not only has he dropped our 3 best players, he hasn't even tried anything new with the midfield. So it doesn't work, so I'll play the same thing again. For me personally, this is the Champions. Like people are saying we need to rotate. It's the Champions League. Everything we did last season was to get into this competition, and now we're rotating these players in this competition. It makes no sense at all. This is a competition. You play your strongest team. You rest your players against Doncaster. We've got Leeds and then it's international break. What are we resting them for?
But James,
It's
James
madness.
doesn't that,
It's excuses. Look, I wanted Ange out. I completely wanted Ange out. But the fact that this isn't all coming on Frank's head is barbaric. He's fucked up 4 times already this season with the squad selection.
In your opinion?
We're sat in fourth place, James.
We're
We're
sat
sat in
in
Yeah,
fourth.
but we've
lost
played
one
Man
game in the
City.
game.
Yeah, but we've played Man
one
City
at a time,
and that's
guys.
it.
One at a time. One at a
We've
time.
played Man City and that's it.
We're ahead of Liverpool. Yeah,
Hang
we're ahead of
on.
Liverpool.
Johnny, we
We
can't
played
say that.
Man City and that's it. What does that mean?
What when you look at the difficult games that we've had this season, we've had such an easy start, a really easy start. So by going with fourth,
Brighton away and Man City away is easy.
I think we should be being Bournemouth and Brighton personally. If we're going to be the so-called top 6 club, you need to be beating those
No,
teams.
James is right. Savva. Against Bournemouth, we were terrible. Doncaster, we were terrible. Villarreal, we were terrible. Our
Yeah,
performance.
Villarreal, who are third in the league.
Oh, but I'm talking about in general. Out of all
Yeah, we're
the
talking
games,
about the game though. We've played
We had
terrible.
one good performance against City, and Burnley and Brighton were okay. That's it. Every other
No. Let's be honest. We was good for one half against Brighton. The other half was
we don't-
shocking.
So James, we have no open goals in us. We cannot score
Hang
goals.
on.
And today,
Are you frank out? Are we frank out already?
Hang on,
Guys,
No.
everyone's talking at the same time. No one can hear.
The
Like, take one at a
revisionism
time.
here is scary.
One at a
The
time.
revisionism is absolutely scary right now from Spurs fans. First and foremost, right? Bournemouth are a bloody good football team. Yeah, that everyone is now going, who's going to get Iriola because they're such a good team. Brighton, we never get anything at Brighton, and we've gone there and got a point, right? And I thought we were good. I thought we were good for the 90 minutes against Brighton, actually, but we made a couple of silly defensive mistakes, right? Man City are Man City. And we're just going to suddenly go, we ain't played anyone of note. Well, we've played 3 of the top 10 and 3 of the bottom 10. So now, because we've only lost 1 in 10, now because that doesn't fit the narrative, it's, well, we ain't played anyone of note.
Savva, that's not it, right?
Yeah, that's completely
Well,
not
that's
it.
exactly what James said,
Oh,
Eugene. That's
so
exactly what James said.
So James, yeah, I'm not talking about results, right? You were laughing at me last night. I'm saying is looking at a table, our performances, we're getting results. Performances have been shocking. We cannot score from open play,
They've not
and
all
forget the
been
front 3 for a
shocking,
second.
have they?
Today, our defending was terrible. There's no excuse. We can say yes, our attack is shambles. Our defending, we had good defenders on. Dance is a good defender. We were playing low block and we were wide open. We could have given up 4 goals today. Against Bournemouth, we could have given up 5 or 6. So let's just be honest.
Great.
We can evaluate individual
Eugene,
games without
Eugene.
talking about Ange.
Yeah, Eugene, there's so many ifs there. Well, I'll tell you, if Liverpool were playing and the game was only to 90 minutes, right? 80 minutes instead of 90 minutes, right? They'd be in the relegation zone. They'd have no points in the Champions League and they'd be out the Carabao Cup, right? The truth of the matter is we got the draw, right? Was it pretty? No. Was it good? No. Was it enjoyable? No. But we got the points. These are games under Ange we would have capitulated and
We
lost.
beat them.
That's also
We
an
beat
if.
them twice.
But you're doing the same thing. That's an if. When you're saying under Ange, we would have gotten.
Well, we
relegated.
did, mate. We did. It's facts.
That's an if.
It's facts, Eugene. We lost 22 fucking
No,
games,
I'm
mate.
not arguing. Forget
22
Ange.
games. Lost 63 goals, mate.
How
Well,
many we
John-
lost, Eugene, this season?
Well-
How many we lost in 10 games?
But
Eugene.
No, without a but.
One.
Give me a number. How many games we lost out of 10?
1.
So isn't that a really good base to work
Again,
off of?
From the big, we can say, okay, do you think our performances will improve? Do you think our front 3 is going to
Yes.
start scoring?
When we get players.
We're the 3rd highest scorers in the Premier League. So if
How
we
many?
So what are we moaning about the front
set
3
goals
then?
did we score? All the goals
With-
are set pieces or own goals. We cannot create from open play, Savva.
Yes, Eugene, he's doing what's best to get goals from a team that don't have a lot of creativity. This is what
look-
happens. Hang on, Eugene. This is what happens when I'm sitting there in the summer going, I'd love a Grealish. I'd love to sign Akalush. I'd love to sign this player. And every fan's going, nah. This is what you get left with. You get left with Johnson and Richarlison and Odegaard until you get left with these poor footballers that don't create, Eugene. This is
I
the
agree.
problem.
So my point is, I just don't see how it gets better, right? Our performances have not been good. So I know we're getting results, which is great. Every win, every point is great. But if you look at Doncaster, Wolves, Villarreal tonight, I don't see how this is sustainable for us to finish.
Villarreal were third in the league, third in La Liga. Villarreal, you're talking like they're bottom of the Division 2 or something.
But he never said the result. None of you are actually listening to what he actually says. You're all
I'm
just
not
kind of
saying
making something up.
the
He's
results are
saying
not
that
good.
the
I'm saying
performances
we're
have
not
been
playing
dreadful.
well at all.
They haven't all
Defensively,
been
we're
dreadful.
not playing well. Attack,
They
we cannot
haven't
score
all
goals.
been dreadful.
So,
This is revisionism again.
But barring maybe 2 games for me, I think that I don't think we've seen much, to be honest.
You think we've been dreadful in 8 out of the 10 games?
but
I
Savva,
think we
again, you're
were
not
poor.
listening. It's
I
not
think we
about
were
the
poor
points, it's
against
about the results.
Doncaster,
sustainable.
poor today, poor against Wolves, absolutely diabolical against Bournemouth. I thought we were poor first
Doncaster.
one half of Brighton.
But
I thought we were good against. I thought we was good. I thought we was good against West Ham and City, but we always beat City, so it's hard to say.
James, can I say something to you, right? I don't disagree with you, by the way. I actually fully agree. But having said that, I agree with you. Do you not think Frank deserves a season?
Yeah, I'm not saying otherwise, though. I'm not saying I'm Frank out or anything, but what I am saying is...
No, James, hold on, because I don't know. Are you going to give him a season, though?
Absolutely. But what I'm not going to sit here and go... What I'm not going to say, though, is I'm not going to shut the window, close the windows and the blinds and go, I didn't see that. Because I can't personally call out Ange for doing the same thing every single week. And then yet, for me personally, he made a mistake. For me personally, he made the same mistake by playing... Well, he is, because he keeps playing Simmons out of position, which is causing him to be a worse player than he is.
Every week. His job is to
So
pick
he's
up.
okay. Well, he won. Then he's made no mistakes. He's perfect. We're going to win the lot.
No one said that. You said. See, the thing
No,
is,
but I can't criticize him because you keep coming back and, well, did he lose? Did he lose?
No, you can't.
Okay,
You're
he's
being
never wrong.
hyperbolic. But you're being hyperbolic with the criticism. He's doing the same thing every week. He's lost 1 game out of 10. Right? Arnie Slot has lost more games with Liverpool this season. Hang on.
How lucky has he been, though?
Let me finish.
How lucky has he been with that, though?
Right.
He's been very lucky, Slot. Look how lucky Slot's been.
Slot and Frank, both of them. Johnny, both of them.
Yeah, but Slot has top players. You know they're going to bounce back, and we don't. So as Savva said, the issue is not Frank per se. The issue is that our players, regardless of the manager, you can only do so much. They're not good enough. Our front 3 is championship level front 3. So that Frank can try different things, but saying that, well, we're top 4 right now, that's just covering up the cracks. We're not good enough.
So usually
it's not going to be sustainable. I agree with that.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair assessment.
None of us have ever said we're top 4, though.
But last night you guys were saying, oh, look at the table, we're getting wins, which is great. But again, my point is, it's not sustainable. Yes, Frank is making some mistakes, but it's not on him. Our players are just not good enough. My worry is that defensively, we seem to be open at times too, where Frank was supposed to fix that. Tonight, we were wide open for some reason.
Is not on the pitch.
You've got the second best defense in the league.
No, Savva, hold on. Tonight, were we wide open? Savva.
But you're saying these things that aren't true.
Wait, tonight.
We've got the second best defense in the league, and you're saying he was meant to fix the defense. We've got the second best defense in the country.
Savva, I'm talking about the game tonight. Were we wide open tonight?
Yes.
No, but that's what we're looking at, right? I'm looking at the game. This is the post-game analysis, right?
So every game, the defense has to be watertight.
No, I'm just asking.
No,
maybe I was seeing something else. Were we wide open?
I'm real.
I think when Palini doesn't play, go on, Lubo. Go on.
Let me answer, Eugene. It's not going to be pretty between now and January. We know that. We know we haven't got a quality squad. We're missing an 11. If Simmons doesn't play in the 10, we're missing a 10. We've got one fit centre forward who is horrendous at the moment. Started off first 2 or 3 games was okay, and since then his form has dropped off a cliff. And I mean, they were saying today he touched the ball in the first half 4 times. Have you ever known a footballer only touch a
He,
ball?
he's not a footballer. He's not a footballer.
You got to pass
He's
him.
not.
fair.
And in the second half, I counted. He only touched the ball 3 times,
Fair enough.
He's not a
including the
footballer.
goal.
So in
Richarlison's not a footballer.
in answer to Eugene, do you not think, taking all of this into account, bearing in mind we're in 4 competitions, right? We don't know if we're going to pick anybody up in the January window. We can't guarantee that. None of us are clairvoyant. None of us know what players are going to be available, and none of us know if the players that do become available, A, are buyable, or B, Frank actually wants them. So we don't know. So if we just look at where we are at the moment, right, with the squad we've got, you can't play every single player for you can't play them for every single game. So Frank took a decision to rest those 3 for tonight, and he's got away with it. But do we not think, bearing in mind how small the squad is, how light the squad is, we've got several injuries that have affected the squad. Players like Madison, Kulusevski, particularly Romero, particularly tonight. I think we saw, Danso was just, for his marking and his positional play as a centre-back was just horrendous. I've never seen Danso play anywhere near as badly as that today. Do we not think that, bearing in mind everything that Frank is up against at the moment, right? Moani's not played a game, 7 minutes against Villarreal. Simmons is just getting used to the intensity of the league, and if people think he should just walk in and just slot straight in, look at Florian Wirtz, 116 million from Leverkusen, struggling badly at Liverpool, because he's not quick enough. He's not up to speed yet for the intensity of the league. Do we not think, when everything is considered, that Frank's doing a blinding job? We've lost 10. And hang on 1 second, he's got a problem on the left, so he's got to try different things. He played Kudus.
No, Lubo, no. He needs to try one thing and stick with it.
He's played 5 players in the 11. 5. He's trying to find a way around this problem.
No, he's not. He's not trying. He needs to stick with one player and coach them until we get to January.
But hang on, Stel.
You say that. Hang on, you said that about Odegaard. I do not want Odegaard playing 5 games in this team. He is shit.
Yeah, but chopping and changing does nothing. It doesn't work.
Let me ask you a question. If Odegaard plays 5 games and has 5 stinkers, do you actually say, Frank, what are you doing? You just keep playing him. You can see he's not good enough. Give him 5 games. I agree. Give him 5.
I'm saying that now with him rotating.
Still, not 20 between now and Christmas.
Lubo, listen, no. You can't put a limit on the games. You've got to let the coach until the basics are established. It might take him 3 games. It might take him 10. I'm not saying he's Gareth Bale, right? He's nothing like Gareth Bale. But it took Gareth Bale about 10, 12 games of starting before he actually showed some promise. Different kettle of fish, though. He turned out to be elite.
He's on a different level, Bale.
What we're doing is 1 week it's Simmons, then it's Brennan Johnson, then it's Stel, then it's Odegaard. It doesn't work like that. We can't keep doing this with the left. Stick with one and coach them the basics. Just say, when you get one-on-one, take on the man. And when you beat the man, look up, put the ball to a white shirt, whether it's aerial or on the ground, and coach that in training until it's drummed into them. And if we get to January and they still can't do it, then you know they're absolutely woeful. But what we're doing is 1 game Simmons, 1 game Tell, 1 game Odegaard, 1 game Johnson, and they're all having stinkers because they're not getting a run of games.
We've got a big problem with both wingers, and I include Kudus, because they're picking up the ball and they're too deep. And if they lose the ball when they pick the ball up, then we're in trouble. Because we're left open. We're left open. That we are far too, there was a situation watching today.
Yeah, but Kudus is our most creative player, though, isn't he? Though,
he is.
Without him, we don't really create nothing.
No, that's agreed. He's by far our best creative forward at the club.
So can I just add one thing to this, because we're all saying about the left winger. This manager, not only is we complaining about the left winger, every player we've just slagged on, he played every single one of them as a front 3. So it's not just the left winger; it's the whole front 3. He's picked every single one that we've all said is awful.
Who could he pick
all
instead?
at the same time. What's that?
So who does he pick instead?
Mate, I would at this point. I'd play Dane Scarlett over Richarlison.
Okay,
I really
hang on,
would.
without the flippant answer, because this is the thing. When you're going to have a debate, if your main point is going to be, but the manager picks all of them, so I'm asking you to tell me the alternative that this manager has got.
Okay. So I would play. Simmons would be playing on the left, and it would be Kudos on the right, Polina in the middle, and I also would have played Archie Gray, and I would have given Dane Scarlett at least 30 minutes to prove a point.
You know what? Can I say something?
He won. He tell you, Dane Scarlett, he was shit on Friday.
No, but can I say something? I think it's down to the setup.
Richarlison's been shit for the last 2 years.
I'm just saying, he was shit. He was dragged off after 60 minutes.
So what's Richarlison done to deserve a start then?
I'm just saying.
It's because he scored those 2 goals against Burnley, James.
It's madness. But people are going to say, "Oh yeah, he was dragged off." Richarlison shouldn't even be in the squad.
He was dragged off. I'm just saying. I'm just stating facts, right? You say he should be playing, right? He couldn't even last 60 minutes for the under-21s. That's what I'm saying.
I haven't seen Richarlison last 5 minutes in the first team this season. He's done nothing.
Would any of you start Johnson in the 9 just for a couple of games? Or
No.
I said this, but why not? Well, we're going to stick with Richarlison.
Because we're going to have the exact same problem as Richarlison.
Still feel like it comes down to the setup. It's the setup. We're too one-dimensional. We don't change it up.
How would you change it?
We need a striker.
How would you change it up?
Personally, the first 3 games. In fact, let's not even go 3 games during pre-season. And I agree with Stel. He changed it up quite a lot. We played the PSG when we were 3 at the back. That was one of the best performances I've seen in a Tottenham jersey. Like, you need to change it up. I think we're just too one-dimensional, and we keep trying to do the same thing over and over again. There's going to be a point where we have to change it. We just have to change it up. I don't think what we're saying here, look, Johnson, he's a terrible player, but in the right setup, you can get... Look, last year, Ange Postecoglou, how many goals did he score?
17.
Tell me.
18.
18.
Yeah. He was our top scorer.
Yeah.
So it's a results game. So clearly he was working, regardless if he's good or bad. It's about what you have on the pitch right now. So Frank has to fix it up. It's Frank's job to find out how these players work. And for me, we keep relying upon Kudos. Again, we relied upon him to come on. He had one of the worst games I've ever seen. But when he came on, I think that's when we clicked, because we rely upon him too much. We're too one-dimensional. I think Frank just needs to change it up. I'm going to give him, personally, go for it.
No, I was going to say it's because Kudos is actually a good football player. He impacts games, doesn't he?
We're a one-man team. Yeah. Used to be a Harry Kane.
He is a one-man team. But I also believe that it's also too soon to throw Frank under the bus. 100%. I've always said this. I didn't want Frank as the manager. I'm going to make it clear. I've said it on multiple channels. My chosen manager was Glasner. However, I wanted even Ange Postecoglou to stay, personally. Obviously, I have my reasons. This is how I see it. Frank needs to adapt. If he doesn't adapt now, these 0-0 draws or 1-0, it's going to run out. The luck is going to run out, personally. And I can't sit here and watch it. I was bored. I'm bored.
I'll ask you a question, TJ.
Go for it, my friend.
For a man that just had the liberty to sit there and say, I wanted to keep Ange, were you not bored watching us lose every single week playing one way for 2 years?
All right. Hang on. Yeah, go for it. Sorry, go for it.
Every time I talk, I'm getting cut off, right? This is the hypocrisy of this fan base right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Every time Spurs start losing a game, everyone in my chat comes in and goes, Ange. Right? First of all, it's boring. Second of all, everything you said tonight about mixing it up, right, is the one thing that Ange never did, right? You're saying you're bored, but Ange was the manager losing nearly every single week that Tottenham Hotspur played football. Is the football right now riveting? No. Do I expect it to be riveting with the options available? No. If you don't give quality players to a manager, you're not going to look good. That's basics, right? But you know what? He's not losing games. You lot are talking as though we're losing week in, week out. We have lost 1 in 10. I think, if I'm not wrong, other than Arsenal and Palace, I don't think anyone else in the country has lost only 1 game from their opening 10 games or so, right? Is it amazing? No. Is it brilliant to watch? No. Do we need some players to come back from fitness? Yes. But the key thing is we're not losing games of football, right?
Can I come back on what you were saying? So the reason why I wanted, this is my opinion, I'm a young fan. This is the first trophy I've ever experienced. That's one factor why I wanted to keep Ange. The second thing, the first season, he finished 7th place.
Fifth.
The second season, in my opinion, he broke a hoodoo trophy, regardless of losing regardless if he finished 17th place. We broke a trophy drought that no manager past him could do.
Sure. But we finished
So
17th.
I said, this was my opinion back then. It's fair to give him half of the next season.
Can I
see
come back
where
on
it
this?
can go.
Can I come back on this?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Let me come back on this, right? This argument, I hear it all the time. And you know what this is? This is sentiment this is all emotional without any reality hitting home here, right? Let's play this scenario through. You've seen a manager for 2 years in the Premier League lose 34 Premier League games. Right? You've seen him lose 30. He's basically lost out of 2 seasons an entire season, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's had a good cup run and he's won the cup. No one can ever take that away from him, right? But this notion from all these soppy fans, I'll call it out. Sorry if that offends anyone. All these soppy fans of, but we won a trophy. He should stay to see how he gets on. You've seen how he gets on from the 2 years. He gets on not very well in the Premier League. He loses a lot of games. You've now seen already how he starts at Nottingham Forest, that he doesn't change. His tactics don't change because Spurs lifted a trophy, right?
Right. So would you say Ange's tenure was successful or unsuccessful?
I would say it was absolutely miserable with a trophy thrown in there.
Okay, cool.
Did you enjoy any of last season?
No, I didn't. However, Ange proved me wrong. Because I was one to hold my hands out and I said, sorry, Ange, you lifted a trophy that for me, we didn't win a trophy for the last 17 years. I haven't experienced the trophy. Personally, this is my personal view. I haven't experienced the trophy. The only trophy I experienced at that moment was the Audi Cup.
TJ Savva, guys, 1 second, right? We've got a lot of super chats to go through. We've got Savva, I'm gonna let you speak. We've got a lot of super chats to go through. No, Savva, no, hear me out. Speak, have your say. Just one thing. I also wanted Ange to stay, but he's gone. And I think the more we talk about him, the more we're wasting time on talking on tonight's game and all the other stuff. So, Savva, have your say.
The reason why I mentioned Ange, can I lead it back in?
It's done.
But let's have his say, though.
Look at WhatsApp. Look at WhatsApp.
Okay, mate. Sorry.
Yeah. Can I lead it back into why? What? Look, so remember, I did say it's too soon to judge Frank. And I'm personally giving him 2 years, personally. This is what I'm judging Frank on. If Frank can better what Ange done. If he doesn't better what Ange done, we've gone backwards. That's my personal view. And that's been my personal view. I'm not going to flip-flop. I said it when he first come in. If you're going to sack a manager that has won you a trophy, I expect in 2 years' time, Tottenham to at least lift the trophy.
Sure, TJ, but you know, TJ, this is
win a cup. Hang on, Sav. You can win a cup You can win a cup. You can have.
Guys, everyone is actually talking about Savva though. He's tried to talk about the last 10 times.
It's not sustainable, TJ.
Lubo,
It's
look
just
at
not
WhatsApp as
sustainable.
well, please, for the love of God. Look at the WhatsApp, because I'm just going to jump out for 5 minutes. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
But why are we still discussing Ange at this point? So that's the
I was
point.
just
Like,
about to
I guess
say
the
the
point
same
is,
thing.
if we'll see
I
that
just don't
Ange
understand.
adapt
My biggest thing
there,
is I don't understand why we can't criticize
should adapt
Frank
too.
without being a dick rider. Like it's madness. We criticize
agree.
Frank, and it's like, oh my god, you want him out. No, what are we all doing this show then? If we can't criticize someone,
Can
I
I-
criticize the players, I criticize the manager. We've all just said
Can I
about
just
how
say
bad that
something,
front
right?
three is, and for me,
Yeah,
he dropped
Can I-
our best players in the Champions League, which everybody says to be a big club, you have to be in the Champions League. We're here and we drop our 3-4 best players in our squad. For me, that's madness.
Hey, sorry
And
guys,
if
I
we're
gotta
not allowed
drop.
to criticize that, then what's the point?
Sorry, hey, sorry, Danny. I just gotta drop. I just want to say one thing. I know that our options that in the front three are terrible, right? So forget about it. Like Frank can't do much there. However, in midfield, that's where I blame Frank. Bentancur, for me, if we re-sign him, that's gonna be a mistake. I know people rate him. For me, as an 8, he offers nothing. He's too slow. He slows down our attack. He passes the ball back to Romero and sideways. He does not push the ball. For me, he doesn't offer anything. So Frank playing him and Pauline against the Wolves was a huge issue for me. Him playing Bentancur again today, Bentancur has shown me nothing. And if we re-sign him, that just shows that this club is not serious. We have Sar and Bergval, who are good squad players for now. We need a top 8 who can dictate games, push the tempo. Playing Bentancur the 8, especially with Palhinha against smaller sides, against Arsenal or Liverpool, cool, I can see it. Against smaller sides, to me, that's on Frank. So again, I cannot blame him for the front three, maybe except Simmons being centrally and not being on the left. But midfield, Frank needs to find his best 3 midfielders, and he needs to do better, in my opinion. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, Eugene, thank you for coming on, my man. Respect. I'm going to do some super chats quickly because we've got loads, and then we'll get Danny in because Danny hasn't spoken. Dean Law, thank you for the super sticker. Appreciate it very, very much. A user, as always, a regular with super chat, says the football had frostbite. I think he's making a little joke there. Big up to Soul Boy. One love, TJ. He's honest. Bit of love from Soul Boy to TJ. Piccolo, thank you for the super chat. If I was a dummy salesman, I would have Pedro Porro's number on speed dial. Yeah, he was definitely at fault for one of the goals where he just got completely done. I think it was the second goal. Destiny 5, big up to you. Throw the bank at Alvarez at Atletico Madrid. You know what? That's a cracking shout. Good play he was.
I want this guy so badly.
Yeah, that's a great shout. Ulrika Johnson making her comeback. Thank you for your super sticker, Ulrika. And Matty K, how you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for your super sticker as well. Ulrika with a super chat saying, perspective, an away draw on a plastic pitch and no injuries. We hit the post twice and had a disallowed goal, so had our chances, as did Bodo. It was not dire. I think that's where the debate stems, Ulrika, because some say yay, some say nay. Toby, big up to you. Leeds are excited about getting 1 point on Saturday. I think he's predicting a draw already. Super Spurs TV says, thank you for the super chat, by the way. So question, lads, would you rather perform well and lose draw or gain more points scrapping your way to victories? Also, I really couldn't care if Curry ends up as top scorer or Richie. A win is a win. We had this debate on Monday, Super Spurs, where we said that at the end of the day, it's performance driven and we want results. And I know Sean did say it's about the journey, and we did have that debate on Monday. Bourbon, big up to you, Bourbon Buzzard. Angie's currently playing out season 3 at Forest. How's that working out? If you defend him for the cup, you are also accepting the league form. It's nuts. Big up to all the super chats. Thank you for everything you guys do for the channel. Danny, welcome. Have your say. Please try not to talk about Ange, but if you must, then I guess just do it.
No. I'm not going to talk about him. Look, I was kind of in and out of the game today. I didn't really watch it fully, but I kind of want to
Lucky
go on
you.
what Sam. Yeah, I know. I was quite lucky actually. But I kind of want to say what I don't understand the disappointment from Spurs fans, because it's like they just forget things so easily. It's like they forget what happened last season. They completely forget that we were 17th in the league, right? We would have got relegated if the teams below us were not as bad as they were, right? What do we expect Frank to do with the players that we have, which last season, every single one of you on this panel was saying that a half of our squad, or a good quarter of it, is nowhere near to the standard of a mid-table team. And you expect us to go into a Champions League, and Frank managed to pull out a draw from that dreadful performance that we saw today, right? He managed to get a draw by bringing on the better players, right? But the fact that he's actually trying to do different things is what everyone was banging on about last season that Ange didn't do, right? So I don't understand. Like, I think Frank is doing an absolutely phenomenal job with the absolute dross that we have in this squad, right? I was saying today, you get rid of Odebear, Tell, Solanke, Richarlison, Johnson, Bentancur, Basuma. There's eight players nearly, right, that we could get rid of. If you get rid of them and bring in 8 class players, and then you bring back Madison and Cooley from injury, you're looking at a squad that's got a lot more potential, right? So the fact that Frankie's actually been able to get draws out of this team, when last season, those games that we're getting draws this season, we would have got absolutely trolleyed and absolutely battered, right? And we did. How many times last season did we get battered by these teams that we're getting draws against? I don't care if it's Wolves. I don't care who it is. Whatever game it is, right? We can't expect miracles from this manager. It's not happening with the absolute shit that we have. Like, it's just not. I don't know where people think that.
Danny, can I ask you a question then?
Before you do, like, I don't understand where people think just because we signed Paulinho and Kudus, right? You can clearly see when these players play, right? We're a different team, right? But the problem is Frank has to manage them, because if they get injured, then we're absolutely screwed, because we've got to rely on the absolute dross that none of us like. So I actually commend Frank for doing what he did today with that team selection, because all of us wanted to see a different team. And the fact that he was able to rest them and bring some of the players on to actually draw the game away at home in the Champions League. Let's not forget that Bodo is their first ever Champions League game. So they definitely wanted it more than us tonight. That's no question about it. So I can't understand where so many fans are talking. Savva said it was spot on. And I don't normally agree with Savva on a lot of points, right? But what he said today, that this team, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like we're losing every single game, but we're not. Like, I don't understand it. Like it's just mad. It's honestly absolutely mad. Frank has managed it as best as he can manage it, right? Yes, we can understand that every single manager makes wrong decisions. They make mistakes. He's a human just like we are. We all make mistakes, right? It's hindsight after to say, oh, maybe he should have played this player here. Maybe he should have played that player there. But what if he did play Simmons on, right? And he had a bad game. Then all of you be sitting there saying, oh, Simmons should have come off from the bench. It works both ways, right? So we can't sit here and say that because of hindsight. So for me, the fact that we played so badly and still pulled out a draw in the way that we did is absolutely unbelievable in my eyes. Like, I can't believe we actually managed to get a draw from that game. It's mad, but we actually did. And for me, that shows that he's building resilience in that team, right? And that's the best foundation for any team that wants to improve, because then you go and sprinkle some more quality into that team. Then you're looking at a team that's going to start picking up wins more than actually getting those draws. That's my say on it.
So
Lubo,
I just want to ask a couple of questions. You said he's doing an amazing job or an outstanding job or something. Is that what you said?
Yep.
So do you think it's outstanding and amazing to play a better squad versus Doncaster than he did today in the Champions League?
He's got to work with what he's got, mate.
No,
Doncaster.
that's not.
Why was it a better
So what
squad?
I'm saying is, you
Hold on,
would
but
play.
why was it a better squad against Doncaster?
The starting lineup was better against Doncaster than it was today
Why was it better though?
because he played the better players.
Who was the better players? I didn't see better players against Doncaster.
For me, playing that front three in a Champions League game is suicide.
Okay,
to be honest.
but that's who he's got to
What
pick
was the
from.
front
So
three
who's
against Doncaster?
Tell me what the front three was against Doncaster.
Didn't Kudos play? Oh yeah, can we get out?
Tell?
Did they not?
Tell, Johnson, and Odobert. So he didn't play a better front three against Doncaster.
Richarlison is probably better.
You know what's changing this? Xavi Simons played, right? And the only reason Paulinho played is because we had all our centre-backs out injured. So other than that, we didn't play a stronger team at all against Doncaster. No. This is what I mean. Earlier on,
I would say they're stronger.
People were going, he's rotated loads. For me, the only real surprise that didn't start tonight was Kudus. That was the only real surprise that didn't start tonight was Kudus. I didn't think Xavi would play again after playing at the weekend. I think he's going to build him up slowly.
Yeah, so do I.
Would you not start him then bring him off? Would you not go right Champions League game? Let's get ahead, try and get a 1-0 and then shut shop. Not
but the difference
potentially going to pull behind and then try and make it up.
Sure, but the difference is, and this is one thing that fans never take into account, we don't know what his fitness is like. We don't know whether he's going, look, he's not got an hour in him, right? He's not got, we don't know that, right? Like we know Paulinho has played the last 2 games, 90 minutes. Has Paulinho at that age and after the horrific injuries he's had, has he got 3 games in him in 7 days? I don't think he has. Yeah. So I get it why he didn't.
Assessment.
But
I didn't consider that, to be honest with you.
And the thing I'll say is this: everyone's going on tonight like he rotated about 8 or 9 players out. He didn't. That team that played tonight, other than Kudus and Paulinho, that's the team. That's the players he's got. When like James keeps saying this, he picks that front three. These are the forwards that he's got in the squad. Everyone keeps making out like he's leaving out really good forwards to play Richarlison. He hasn't got any forwards.
We've been playing Xavi left wing and Kudos right wing. So there's 2 of the front 3 changed there and then.
Sure, but when he plays Xavi left wing, everyone complains. Maybe he wanted to
bring up Glenn's comment. Bring up Glenn's comment in the chat. It comes onto a point.
Maybe he wanted to go with the 3 in the middle because he knows that Bodo are a very good passing team. They have a lot of football. All of these different things that we don't know. But I want to go back to Danny's point of what he just said, right? And James's point when I jumped off stream that I heard him say. It's not that anyone can't critique. It's that people go from critique to hyperbolic it's mad. Like, Danny's right. Everyone's going on as though we've lost 9 out of our first 10 games. Tottenham have lost 1 game by 1 goal, right? No one's battered us. No one's even beaten us by a 2-goal margin. We've lost 1 game by 1-0. Have the performances been great? No, right? Have the performances made me go, oh, look at this is scintillating. I want to watch Match of the Day and rewatch the game. No. But with what he's working with Champions League football, we're playing every 2 to 3 days. By the way, have you noticed? I'm not using injuries as an excuse. He's got 10 players out injured tonight. No one mentions that, right? So he's getting on with it. He's got us back to get a point tonight. Does it need to improve? Of course it does. But this has got to be the most hyperbolic fan base in the world. We are in the top 4. We've got 4 points out of 6 from the Champions League. We're through in the League Cup. We've got the 2nd best defence in the country, the 3rd best attack, and everyone's sitting here going, Coy's on fraud watch, and he's got to change it up.
It's like to add on to that. It's like what Glenn said earlier in the comments somewhere. He said something about Ange never rotated players, and he burnt them out, and they were getting more injuries or something like this, which is exactly why Frank is trying to balance this and manage this squad as best as he can, because he knows that if he keeps playing all of the players, the best players all the time, one of them is going to get burnt out, or one of them is going to get an injury. It's just going to happen. That's just the way the nature of
So
football is, especially with the games.
why did he play Palhinha and Xavi versus Doncaster then?
Who would you have played at centre half instead of Palhinha?
Palhinha had to play centre half because we didn't have any centre halves available.
Can I just say, because I've waited patiently, every single player that started that game tonight was Angie's signing or Angie's player, right? Angie's team, right? A team that lost 22 games in the season, yet somehow we're expecting to flip a light switch and turn it into a majestic free.
Also, Johnny,
there's so many poor players. Look, I would say defensively, apart from Danso was a very big disappointment tonight. That's the worst game I've seen him have. But you know, even in the games where we played okay, phase 1 very good, phase 2 is better with Palhinha, but phase 3 is shambolic. Odegaard and Richarlison and Johnson. It's terrible. It's not good enough. So as soon as you take away Simmons and Kudos, the drop-off with all the injuries we got coupled with that, it's just not good enough. And I think anyone who can survive is just trying to survive until such a time. Look, I've said this before. Look at Liverpool, right? They made such a huge error by selling Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen before they had Gahey in place. And I said, they're going to pay the price because their defense isn't good enough. And they will pay the price and they will lose games because they did that. We are suffering because we never bought a quality left-sided player, as Savva said numerous times, right? And there are other players that we're missing. And it's like having a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing.
This is what's crazy, Johnny, is the fact that he's still managing one loss in 9 games with Angie's team. 10 games, with Angie's team practically, right? Because this is not his squad yet. It's just not, right? So that's why I'm surprised still that he's doing what he's doing with the players that we've got. It's quite mad, to be honest.
Danny, I think you're going way over the top. Mate, we all said, right, that a better manager does a better job with this squad.
He's doing a better job.
And he is.
He is doing a better job.
Well, what do you mean he's not?
So why are we talking about Angie's squad not being good enough? Because didn't Angie's squad beat Bodo Glimt 3-0 at home? No, 3-1 at home, then 2-0 away.
But
now,
remember, Stel, we had our best team out. We had our best 11 out.
There's 4 of you talking. I can't hear. Sorry, guys. There's 4 of you talking.
You don't judge. You don't. But the thing is, I knew all the Ange fans would do this. You don't judge Thomas Frank on, but Ange beat Bodo Glimt. Different year, different season.
Players as well,
tonight were Ange's players.
No,
but we had our best players available for that game.
I don't care about whether the players are Ange's or Frank. I don't care about
it. Palhinha last year,
right? What I care about is this: is you're sitting there. See, people in the chat going true. Still, you're saying we all said that a better manager would do better things with these players. Well, he has. We've lost 1 game in 10. We've lost 1 game in 10.
Lucky though, we're lucky at the moment.
I think that's very kind of. I don't think that's a true reception because we could have said Ange won his first, didn't lose in his first 10. But we could use that as an example as well. Ange didn't lose in his first 10.
And we did in Ange's first 10. We did.
But that's what I'm saying. You can't kind of go, we only lost 1 in 10 because the bigger picture is maybe, but we could then go on and lose our next 5. Like it is what it is.
But we haven't yet. This is the difference. You're talking about something that we're talking about something that did happen with the last manager versus something that hasn't happened with the new manager yet, right? This is the funny thing. You lose 1 in 10 and everything is, but it's lucky, but it's not sustainable. Sure. No one's saying it is. No one's saying we're never going to lose games. Of course we're going to lose games. Look at the squad. We should be losing games of football, but he's managing to get, even when we're not playing well, he's rescuing games. He's getting points. These are games last year where we lose. Games where we're 2-0 down last year, we're losing those games.
Savva, Savva, can I ask you a question then? In your opinion, Did Frank rescue a point tonight, or did Bodo fuck it?
We rescued it. He made the changes. He changed the formation, and we rescued it.
I think we could have been 4-0 down. I mean, I agree he did rescue it, but let's be honest, the missed penalty and a couple, it could have easily been 4-0 down before we'd even got going.
It was an own goal.
But hang on. But the question was at the time when Ange made those, Frank made those substitutions, right? We were 2-0 down.
Rescued it.
He made the substitutions, and we were by far the better team for the last 25 minutes. We were all over them, right? We rescued the game, but that's still not enough, right? See, it's like we played awful to the last minute. No, we didn't.
Missed chances in the last 15 minutes as well, though, Sav. I don't think we were all over them.
Sorry, you don't think we were all over them in the last 20, 25 minutes? It wasn't all Spurs.
No, I think Bodo were more defensive, but when they got upfield, they looked like they were going to score.
I didn't say they didn't get upfield, but we were the team with the ball. We had the ascendancy. We were the much better team for the last 25 minutes of that game. Plus, we had a goal disallowed as well.
And we hit the woodwork. Odebear hit the bar.
They missed the post from 2 yards out. They missed it. I mean, it's the same. You
Sure, but have you noticed the thing is, if
that was the case, then why are so many Spurs fans frustrated tonight? Why are so many Spurs fans frustrated then?
Because they wanted 3 points like we all did. But the difference is, Stel, you're discrediting anything we do. You discredit.
No, come on. I'm just saying. I'm saying the performance.
Yeah, but I'm not upset because we didn't get 3 points. Count me out of that. I'm upset because we was a compliment. We didn't have a compliment. We didn't play well. We just didn't play well. I don't mind losing. I don't mind losing. I want my team to play well.
Sorry, TJ, I mind losing. I don't want to lose one single game.
Correct.
Can I just say one? Yeah, I don't
cool.
either. But can I say one thing, right? Who in the Premier League this season has actually played well? Anyone?
Bournemouth.
Anyone? What's that got to do with our manager?
Because we've got clubs better than us, right? Including Liverpool, who've got better squads than us, right? And they're not playing good football. No one is playing at a level that is exciting to watch. No one. Even Arsenal grinding results, right? No one is playing well. So why are we going to?
The only thing I would say.
But hold on, TJ. Why are we going to say?
Sorry.
Just why are we going to sit here and expect everyone to say, "Oh, we need to be battering this team, or we need to be playing this attacking football"? No one's playing attacking football yet, and we're expecting Frank to do it.
My God,
Brennan Johnson and Odebear
and Mourinho for this football for average football.
We had Harry Kane and Son still. We had Harry Kane and Son.
No, but we slagged it off. We slagged off we had the worst defense.
I never did. But Harry Kane and Son bailed us out because they were top class players.
Danny, do you know what the concern is? Do you know what the concern is, in my opinion, with why fans are feeling a little bit what's going on here? It's because
not nice to watch.
It's just not nice to watch. There is no evidence of us learning from the bad games where you think, right, that was bad, let's rectify it. It's almost like, no, let's do the same again. Let's do the same again. It's that for me,
that's had 2 months.
Sorry,
he's had 2 months and 6 Premier League games,
which is why we hold on. But that's why I said he gets a season. But when I can see the 4-3-3,
doesn't. You keep saying this line, but clearly he doesn't.
Well, because he's not because he can't understand. Because what I'm seeing from Frank at the moment is the 4-3-3. This formation does not work when you rotate. So stop playing it, Frank. It doesn't work. It doesn't get the best out of the players.
What should you play?
I've told you so many times. I've told you so many times. Go to a back three and push the fullbacks higher up and put the game on the opposition instead. Like today, for me, there's no reason why we don't go to Bodo and put it on them. Instead, we go for this kind of conservative 4-3-3 approach that he takes.
Put it on them with that front three and that midfield.
Put it on them. They haven't got a goal between them.
Then you get then enjoy. Then you get what you saw tonight, guys. Because you're not.
Yeah, but I don't mind that right now. I don't mind that.
You didn't notice. You didn't answer the question. Put it on them.
I answered the question. You didn't like the answer.
No, you didn't answer my question.
Savva, I've told you, go to a back three, one holding mid,
Okay.
four backs.
Who would you play in the back three
Play
tonight,
with
Stel?
2 10s and 1 striker.
Who would you
What
play
back
in the back
three
three
tonight,
tonight?
Stel? What back three?
Ben
tonight?
Davies, Danzo, and Deven.
Davis isn't good enough.
Well, Danzo wasn't good tonight.
That's the biggest argument. I'm sorry. I'm going to back Stel up here. Davis isn't good enough, but playing Odegaard, Richie, and Johnson is.
But we don't.
Maybe
have a
because
choice.
in a back
No,
three.
you can't say we don't have a choice. He just gave you a choice, and you said no,
Yeah,
he's
we
not
don't
very
have-
good. He gave you.
yeah.
He just gave you a choice.
Yeah, but
don't
Odegaard-
have a
We got rinsed with 4 at the back. We got rinsed with it, which is my point. If this was looking okay, if it was looking stable, if it was looking somewhat in control, you'd say, do you know what? Ride it out. But when it's looking so unbalanced and we're getting rinsed, change it. That's what I'm saying. And what I'm seeing is he gets banged up against Bournemouth. We look shaky against Brighton. We look really bad against Wolves. And he's
Hold on.
Basically, the guy's been here 3 months. The guy's been here 3 months. It's ridiculous. 3 months he's been here.
But we're allowed to criticise what we've seen, surely.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Can I finish?
Okay. Keep doing it then. Keep playing 4-3-3 with these players.
Hang on a second. Right, Stel, I've sat and listened. The point here is that I don't think he has massive of options. If he had some of the players back, if Colin Moani was fit, if Kulu was there, if he had a left back, if he had a 10, right, we'd be having a different conversation. But unfortunately, we're not. He's 3 months into is it perfect? No. Is it great? No. But we are managing to grind out results. I'm not sitting there, I go to Brighton, it wasn't pretty. I've been to all the games this season. It ain't been great. But we've come away and somehow we're sat in 4th place. I would rather us grind out this and go through this tough period, right? And come out the other side. Right?
So would we all.
Let me finish. When we start to get the players back and we start to fill in some of the bloody holes.
Can I
repeat what I
you
said?
got to give them. Hold on, Stel. Before you do, right?
No, but it's not sinking. What I'm saying, I'm saying one thing. You're answering something else. I agree with Johnny. But until we get those players back, stop this 4-3-3 nonsense. Stop
But he's
it.
getting
It
results.
doesn't
Getting
work.
results somehow.
So Stel, let me ask you a question. Would you have had Ange, right, losing those games and having the absolute shocker that we had last season, right? Or would you actually be playing the way we are now? And
I said all last
points
season for Ange to change
until we
his
get better
tactics, Tony.
players.
I said for Ange all last season to change
But
his
he was never
tactics,
going to do it though, Stel. He was never going to
Tony.
do it.
And Frank's not doing it.
Yeah, but Frank's getting points. He went away for home in the Champions League and got a point.
Okay, then Danny, keep playing 4-3-3. Keep doing it then.
Yeah, but I don't mind this.
I think that we're very. I think.
You want your whole cake and to eat it, man.
I don't want us to play attacking football now because we can't play attacking football. I want us to get points because we're not good enough.
When you're playing the shittest team in the Wolves at home, change it up and put it on them, man.
It's too hyperbolic.
So you don't want to call out Wolves for winning no games, no away games, no points, but you want to talk about us who are top 4 not losing one game.
Look at us against Wolves still in the last 5 years.
You didn't let me finish a sentence, so I didn't actually get to make a point because you got all annoyed at it.
I know what you said. You're going to repeat what you said on Monday.
Can I add another option as well? People were saying there's no option. Why couldn't we go Van der Ven left back, Danso centre back, and Spence right centre back as a back three? I then have Porro and Udogie. Why couldn't we do that? Everyone said there's no options. No, there's no options because he hasn't done anything else.
Jamie, play back. Think about what you've just said. You are a knowledgeable guy, and you've come out with that.
You're telling me that you would rather see Odegaard, Richarlison, and Brennan Johnson up front? Your opinions are relevant to me. You've just said it's a championship. You've just said to me, it's a championship front three, and now you're saying you don't want to play one player in Spence out of position, but you're prepared to have a championship front three.
Who'd you play?
Spence is not a back three player.
Why couldn't he play right of a centre back three? He's a good defender, no?
He's not a back three defender.
Well, let me tell you something. Odegaard's not a fucking left winger. Johnson's not a right winger.
Who'd you play?
Richarlison's
Who'd
not
you
a
play,
striker.
James? Who'd you play?
You
Who'd
could
you
have even
play?
put Fellino in the back
the whole point, again, you're
played
missing the whole point of what
defense.
Stel said. Stel said the fact that he's not even trying to change
You're
anything.
contradicting
That's
yourself.
what I'm trying to say. We've just gave you two options there that he could change it, and you've all gone, no. We gave you an option after you saying that there's no options.
James
We
is
gave you an
right,
option
actually.
after you said there's no option, and now we've gave you two options. You still don't like it.
James is
can I
right
bring-
in the sense that he could play. Sorry, just Savva, come in 1 second. Right, he's right in one sense that Spence could play in a back three on the left hand side because he's got the pace to play that centre back position in a three if needed as an emergency. That's
the option. Yeah, exactly. But this is the options we could have gone down that route.
We're
Sure.
getting
Can I?
results, James. We're getting results.
Can I
Go on,
just
Stel.
can I just try and bring some different points to this? For me, we can go to a back three. This is weird, this setup. We can go to a back three, right? We can go to a back three. We can do the DM. Guys, it doesn't change anything going forward. It doesn't change anything going forward. We've still not got hardly any creativity or goal scorers in this football team, period. Right? Now, I'm not against trying things. But the very same people that are asking for Frank to try things, let me play out your scenario. If tonight Frank goes Danso centre half, Van der Ven left side, Spence right side, and then the two wing backs. If Spurs lose that game or draw that game, the very same people suggesting this would be coming out going, why is he so negative? He's gone to three at the back. He's playing 5 defenders and a DM against Bodo in the Champions League, yada, yada, yada. Have we ever thought that maybe the reason he's doing the 4-3-3 is because he's waiting for a few players to get back fit? Have we ever thought that maybe he played 3 in midfield today because he knows that Patrick Berg's going to get on the ball and pass us to death? Like all of these different things, have we thought about that? Because he has changed things this year. We saw him change it in the second half. He changed it in the second half against Brighton. He has changed it. He's played 4-3-3. He's played 4-2-3-1. He's played 4-3-2-1. He's tried a number of different things. Whatever he tries, a section of the fan base are really unhappy with, right? This screams to me, guys, that this
I've got a question for you.
Hang on.
I've got one question just to add to what you're saying.
BJ, hang on.
Go on. No,
Go for it.
No, go on.
Go for it.
No, I've lost.
No, I was just going to say. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was literally just going to say we played 3 at the back in the PSG game. And clearly that was working. I'm not saying you have to look. Clearly it's not working. You have to just adapt. In my opinion, you have to. But the question I was going to ask you, do you think Frank is scared to change it?
I don't think he's got the players to change it. This is the problem at the moment. I can say this until I'm blue in the face. I've said this all summer. I said it all season so far. Fans are expecting to see a brand of attacking football or for Spurs to be a possession-based team that have a lot of the ball when we haven't signed the players to be able to play that way. It's really, really basic when you look at this squad. We don't have a ball-playing number 8. We don't have a forward who can hold up the ball, right? And we don't have wingers other than Kudus that can beat a man. So at the moment, I think with what he's got at his disposal, plus with the fact that Kulu, Maddison, these players are out, Mawani, Solanke, he's got no way to adapt it. He has to play Richie up front. And let's be brutally honest, guys, if the other option to Richie up front is Scarlett or Johnson, then we're talking about apples and apples, right? This isn't going to change anything, right? I think he's trying to get through to when he can get some of these players back, trying to lose as least games as possible, build on that foundation, and then we kick on. But we're as a fan base, we're this arrogant right now as a fan base that we've gone from a club that finished 17th with 22 league defeats. And then in our first 10 games, we lose 1. And everything this man does is under a microscope. The very same fans wanted to keep the manager that never tried anything else, that lost week in, week out, that shipped goals for fun, but they wanted to keep that guy. And this guy, who's had 10 games and lost one of them, is now suddenly, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Have you ever thought maybe he's not got the players to do the things he wants to do? Because I think this squad is painfully average. I've said this for a long time. This is a very average squad of players with a sprinkling of top quality. And until you address that, this is what we're going to see. You've got no one who can name me a player at Tottenham who can dictate a midfield. Name me one.
Kulusevski.
No one. Who?
No, he can't.
Kulusevski.
He gives the ball way too much.
Okay. So you've just proved my point. So the one player you've given me that you think can dictate the midfield, even though he gives it away loads, is out injured until January or February or whatever, right? This is my point. There's no midfielder anywhere in this football club that puts their foot on the ball, slows it down and says, right, we haven't got a lot of the ball here. Let's have some possession. Every time Saar, Bentancur and Bergvall got that ball today, they panic because they are not ball-playing midfielders. We don't have a single ball-playing midfielder at this football club. We don't have a single left winger of ability. We don't have a single forward who can hold the ball up and take pressure off his team. And I'll give you an example. Sorry if I'm ranting. I watched Palace at the weekend against Liverpool, right? There were spells in that second half where Liverpool were dominating. And you know what happened? They went into Mateta, route one, right? I'm not advocating that's what you got to do every time. They went into Mateta. Mateta held the ball up with 2-3 men around him. He was dragging the defenders away, taking the ball to the touchline, and you could see the pressure just came off the football team for 10, 15, 20 seconds, right? Every time Spurs go forward, Odegaard, who is absolutely dreadful, I don't care what anyone says, gives it away, right? Richarlison can't, that man is the personification of not being able to trap a bag of cement, so it bounces back. And Brennan Johnson may as well have been sitting in my room watching with me. So you've got no forward, TJ, that can calm the game down. You've got no midfielder that can calm the game down. You've got no wingers that can calm the game down other than Kudos. What do? How do you take pressure off the game? How do you have possession?
Why did we play well against Man City? Why did we play well against Man
the
City?
fans' expectations are ridiculous. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. What do fans think? I'm looking at a comment here from Rolf.
I think we played better against better teams, and weaker teams we look not as good at times.
Yeah, which in fairness, that backs up Savva's point within the midfield, because for me personally, and I don't really rate this guy, but I think probably the only ball playing midfielder we've got is probably Archie Gray. And I wouldn't say he's very good either. I would say he's probably the only guy.
Yeah,
I would say he's probably the only guy that wants to get on the ball and pass the ball rather than dribble for 400 meters. Like, he's probably the only guy in that squad that could do that. But I'm not saying he's good enough. But I'm only speaking from my point of view. My point of view is, look, Frank's come out and said, I made a mistake at Bournemouth. I made a mistake at Wolves, which is all cool. I respect that. I respect that more than anything. For me, the biggest concern for me, or the biggest frustration for me, is today is our biggest game of the season for me, barring the Champions League game before. For me, this is the biggest competition. We worked so hard to get here. I mean, we've been linked with players, and a lot of the first thing they say is only if you're in Champions League. So it goes to show what the players think as well. For me, I don't think you drop your best three players. If it meant dropping Polinia and Simmons against Doncaster, and you find a way against those, I'd much rather find a way against somebody like Doncaster than you do in the Champions League. For me, Champions League is priority.
Can I ask you a question, James? Can I just ask you a question, James? Is it more, I hear exactly what you're saying, but is it more important for us to make sure we're in the Champions League next season when we have a more realistic chance of actually going somewhere in it, as opposed to this season? Because if you look at this squad, James, right, even with the players fit that are missing, I don't think this squad is good enough to go very deep
Agreed.
at all in the
Agreed.
Champions League. So therefore, for me, it's more important that the league, that we sustain a top 4, top 5 finish, or attempt to do that.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. You're absolutely
But
spot on.
can I counteract that? Can I counteract that and say I completely agree with you. Completely agree with you. The only thing I would say is, if I'm not correct, if I'm not wrong, the group stages are over. Is it the end of December or January?
Yeah, January.
So for me, if you qualify or you top 8, whatever you do, you make sure you get your points on early, so you get into that. Come January, people go, "God, they're through. I'll sign for them. They're through in the Champions League." Or you've got that pool already to go in.
But
there's certain things that you could like. There's that. I mean, I'm just here saying, but there's that buyout clause in Harry Kane's thing in January. So if he comes out here, we could go activated. We're still in the Champions League. It looks better. No, I know, but I'm just saying as an example. But even people. For me, Semenyo, for me, he's my number one target. I would pay 120 million for him because I think he's that good.
Same here.
So for me, if you're still in the Champions League come January and you go, Semenyo, look, we're in the Champions League, mate. We're through. Fancy it. I think your chances of signing him in that circumstances go up levels. And then once you've got someone else, they're like that.
Lookman tonight, right? Lookman, who we were linked with, who had a falling out, who's really been smashing it at Atalanta for the last 3 seasons. His head's obviously not in it. Tonight, he played for Atalanta, was dragged off after 60 minutes. He hasn't been playing. Now he's dragged off after 60 minutes. I don't know if it's his head's gone or whatever, but there's a player, had we had him, I think, we would be more balanced. Right now, all you need to do to stop Tottenham is stop Kudus. That's it in a nutshell.
But also,
basically.
Johnny, we're at the point now with Spurs where unfortunately we have to focus on. Unfortunately, top 4, top 5 is a trophy for us because if all these fans want to be in the Champions League and the Champions League players, we have to be in the Champions League next season. And I don't know about you guys, but Spurs are nowhere near going to win the Champions League this season. They're not good enough. They are. And if any Spurs fan on this panel thinks they are, you are absolutely delusional.
So do you think we're good enough to get top 4? Do you think we're good enough to get top 4 then?
Top 5, I think we're good enough to get. I think
if we could make.
With that front three.
No,
with that front three.
No, but I'm saying,
with Mawani back,
James, this is going to go against your whole point about why he didn't play Kudus tonight, because he needs to focus also on the Premier League, because he knows if we want to get better Champions League level players next season in the summer window, we have to finish in the Champions League places, and that's the only way to do that is finish in the top 5.
Can I remind everyone what we said?
Just one thing. I know, but one thing, right? Before you say anything, we're at the point now where we have to focus on top 5 or top 4 because we need to be getting better players. And unfortunately, if we don't finish in the top 4 in the Champions League, we are not going to attract the level of player that we can attract. That's the reality we are in right now.
Ken, before you go, Stel, respect to all you guys. I'm heading off. No hard feelings. Love you guys.
Never.
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
It's just football.
See you guys later.
Just football.
Yeah. Do you know what? This just drives me mad.
It's not life or death. It's more important.
Yeah. By the way, right? We are. I think, like, as somebody who reads the comments a lot, I'm seeing a lot of people going, "We won't finish top 5. Look at us, we're crap." And listen, whilst I don't think the squad right now can balance all the cups and finishing top 5, I think the key thing here that I think we're all overlooking is do what we've got to do to hang on in there until January. Right? Do what you've got to do. Try not to lose games. Be in and around that top 5, 6, 7 conversation when it turns to January. Then from January the 1st, we all turn around and go, right, come on, Enoch, go on. We're there. We're within a touching distance. What are you going to do to bolster this squad? Right? Now, if they don't bolster the squad and they leave it like it is, maybe if Kulu comes back and is on fire, which again, after that injury is probably rare, if Solanke repeats his Bournemouth form, if Mawani's on fire, maybe. But if they don't, I'll say what I've said before. This is a team that will fight for the Europa League or Conference League places unless we get to January and bring in quality. But this notion that we're just going to rock up like the Villarreal game, everyone did this. We played a bloody good Villarreal team who are very well organised. And everyone comes out of that game with the usual Premier League arrogance of, Villarreal. Villarreal are good. Villarreal are a good football team who
Very
are well
good team,
set up.
Do you know what, guys? This is driving me mad. All right. At the start of the year, when I said it drives me mad, man. At the start of the season, when I said the only chance we've got is if Frank does what Poch did and mug off some competitions, because we cannot compete on all four fronts. We can't do that. You've got to go for everything. Frank won't do that. Well, then Frank's going to end up with a big slap in the face come the end of the season, because this squad, like every other previous squad, cannot compete in all four competitions. We don't have the quality, and no manager's ever had the quality. And the other thing that's doing my head in is when the Champions League.
Hang on, why is it doing your head in? None of us said he did.
No, we were saying that Frank shouldn't mug off any competition, but he's going to have to.
Mug off any competitions, has he?
No, he's managing it as best as he can.
Right, I think that's what Stel's saying.
Danny, I don't think you listened to what you said. You said
I'm listening to what. I don't think you're listening.
No, Danny, you said we have to focus on finishing top 5 in the league.
No, but I never once said that we have to mug off all the other competitions. I never said that.
I never said you said that. I said that you said that we need to focus on top 5 in the league. Is that not what you said?
We have to focus on everything, Stel. But I'm saying
that's not Frank what you said 5 minutes ago.
No, but I'm saying no. You're taking it out of context. No, you're taking it out of context. I said
James, Danny, hold on. I'm speaking, please.
Go on.
James made it very clear that this is our biggest game of the season because it's Champions League and we should play the strongest team. And your counter to that was, but it's more important to get back in the Champions League, therefore focus on top 5. Is that not what you said?
That's what I said, but you're taking it out of context.
What context did I miss?
Because you're trying to say that the way you're saying it is like you're saying that I'm now saying, because I said that statement, that I'm saying we have to cut off every other competition if we want to get Champions League. What I'm saying is
on top 5, then
what I'm saying is I never said we're going to win any of the competitions, though. What I said is, what I said at the beginning of the show when I came on, is Frank is doing a phenomenal job because he's managing all the competitions as best as he can, right? As best as he can.
Different argument,
right?
Danny, different argument.
Yeah,
but the thing is, Stel, it ties in together because at the end of the day, right, all of us sitting here talking about Semenyos and talking about these players, we ain't going to get none of them if we're not in the top 5 next season.
Danny, all right, can I just so I can understand what you said, do you believe Thomas Frank should focus solely on the Premier League to ensure we get top 5?
No.
Right. I'm saying to you, if he doesn't do that, we're in trouble. Because if he has to rotate and he has to juggle multiple competitions, he's going to end up falling flat on his face because this squad can't do multiple competitions. It's not good enough.
Yeah, we'll probably. But the thing is, I agree with that. But we'll probably get knocked out when we come up against a better team. Newcastle, right? Do you think we're going to beat Newcastle unless we play a strongest team?
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Exactly. We don't. What happens if he plays Tel? What happens if he plays Tel, Odebear, and Johnson, and we go and win the game? What are people going to be saying then? I know.
Danny,
do you know what I mean? We don't know.
The other point that drives me mad is when the Champions League draw was made, every Spurs fan, including everyone on this panel, said we've got the easiest draw out of all the English sides. We should, with this squad, now qualify for the knockout stages. Are we still?
We might still do that,
and I still stand by it.
Okay, because all right, because when we didn't play well against Villarreal, it's because they're 3rd in the league, and when we don't do well against Bodo, it's because they're a really good team. Yet we said we've got the easy draw.
They've got one defeat in 17 games.
Yeah, but can I ask
an easy draw though, isn't it?
My point of view was the fact of I personally say, and this is all obviously hypothetical, but for me personally, I think it's more important to go through in the Champions League and be 7th in the Premier League in touching distance. That for me is more important to qualify for the Champions League knockouts and be there or thereabouts, because I believe with investment, you can push up the Premier League. You don't get another second chance to re-enter the Champions League. Champions League for me, yeah, I get you. We won't be able to sign better players next season. But why are we just poo-pooing the whole of this season? Why don't we qualify this season and then try and sign somebody in
James,
January rather than...
I don't disagree with you, but how difficult is it to sign world-class or top players?
Yeah, you're not getting some.
Well, no, they don't have to be. Yeah, no, okay, fair. But there's still players like Lookman or whoever we decide to go for. If you're in the Champions League, there's more of a chance that they potentially say they would pick us over, I don't know, like West Ham or a random team in the Premier League that's not in Champions League. If you qualify for that, there's a lot more of a chance you can go, oh, they're in the Champions League, a better project there. I'll go to them in January rather than elsewhere.
Do you truly believe that? Right?
Yeah, of
like,
course.
Let me ask you this question, right? If I'm a top pro, right? If I'm Semenyo and I see that Tottenham have qualified out of the league stages and they're going into the knockout phase of the Champions League, but they're not doing very well in the league. As a pro, and I'm sitting down with my agent having the chat, am I that deluded to think, well, hang on, I've got 2 Champions League knockout games there versus the season after? I don't think it matters.
I never said that they would sacrifice it for the league, though. I didn't say that.
No, right. But that's the point, right? So the point is we have to try and get points where we can get points. So far, we've got 4 points out of 6, right?
Yeah.
Can I just... no, and by the way, again, please watch some podcasts on how players and transfers work. I hate it when people say this. They don't just all sign for the money. Please go and have it. Anyway.
Bruno Fernandes.
Right. But can I just make this point, right? Right now, Liverpool have just lost to Crystal Palace and Galatasaray in a row. Can you imagine if that was our fan base? We are sitting here with 1 defeat in 10. They've lost 2 in a row, and they've just spent £450 million in one summer window, right?
Yep.
We are sitting here with less defeats than the champions of England, right? More points than them in the Champions League, right? A better defense than them in the Premier League, and we're sitting here knocking everything our manager, who's been here for 10 games, has done. If we want to bring just a bit of perspective to this, right? Anybody who knows the first thing about coaching, and managing football team, you don't go into a club and change everything about what was an absolute shit show in 10 games.
Yeah.
Hang on, you don't go into a football club that conceded 140 odd goals in 2 years and then they never concede again. You don't go into a football club that had no patterns of play other than being wide open and solve all of that in 10 games. You don't go into a football club and suddenly make them from 17th to we should be winning week in, week out. But that's what we're judging this manager against. Can we not turn around and say the performances haven't been great, right? The performances haven't been great. We didn't give him everything he needed, so he's working with what he's got. He's got injuries as well, and he's still working with it. But unlike last year, we've got loads of injuries. We're not losing week in, week out. That's why I was told we were losing last year. Last year, I was told loads of players out injured, we lose. This year, players are out injured. He's having to rotate for Champions League. We're not losing games. Still, fans are not happy. Aren't we just now digging at this man every week for nothing? Like concerns, yes, but
I just
it's
want
dramatic.
Savva, that monologue you just gave isn't my reason why I'm criticizing him. I have one.
We know why you're criticizing him.
My criticism is simple. Stop playing 4-3-3 with the B team. Just stop it. It doesn't work. That's all. That's the only thing. Nothing else.
But isn't it getting points?
Hang on, Stanley.
It's not lost with that formation.
Danny, we are
right,
one.
Keep playing it then. Keep playing it.
We're one defeat in 10. We're 4th in the table. You don't
go again.
Still, you don't think it's working up to now?
Here we go again. You were losing your mind in the group chat. You came
It
on
was
off Wolves and said that
It
was
was
Yeah,
awful.
because in the game is different to actually after the game where
Right,
you
Lu-
take
Lu-
a
Lubo,
bit of a.
yeah, because we got away with it. You came on the show on Monday and said that was an awful performance. You're saying one thing that agrees with me, then you defend it. All I want all I want him to do is, if you're going to rotate it, stop playing the B team in a system that doesn't work. 4-3-3 for me does not work with the B team. It doesn't.
Can I ask you a question?
Meanwhile,
Can I ask you a
me and
question then?
Lubo,
Why did you want to keep Ange Postecoglou then, a manager that never ever rotated or changed things up?
Yeah.
I criticised him for that for a whole year, Savva.
It's not.
Yeah, then flip.
Yeah, but you wanted to keep him
Because
even
I said in March, I'll repeat myself. I don't have an issue doing that. I
No,
said in March.
I know why you said. But
We
still,
all know what the
though.
question, or do you want to answer
But
it?
this is pot kettle black, isn't it? So
Well,
you wanted to keep him. Let me finish.
Savva's
You
asked me a
wanted-
question, and Lubo wants to jump in and answer it. So you, Lubo, you speak to me then.
Because
Well,
we all
he's
know
just-
what you
he's just
said.
confirming what we all
Why ask
know.
the question?
So no, my point is this. My point is we all know what
Yeah.
you said in March, but
Yeah.
on one hand, you sit there and you're the biggest advocate now for Frank, the man that never changed, and now you can't stop criticizing Thomas Frank because in 10 games he's
No.
done a few things wrong.
You've taken all the context out of what I said, though. I said in March, if Ange wins a trophy, he deserves to start next season, but he's not going to win a trophy. And he did. I stuck to my word on what I said.
Sure,
I look at Frank.
but that's
I look
not
at
what I
Frank.
asked.
You asked me, why did you want Ange to stay? And I just told you why.
But you slagged him off for such a long time.
You
What I
slagged
do
him off
know
because
is
he didn't
what-
do the exact
But
same
I
things.
also said if he wins a trophy, he deserves to stay, and he did.
No, what I
never
do
thought he
know
did.
is what I do
Why,
know is
why, all I do is repeat myself on this question every
what
time.
I do
Guys,
know is what I-
if
Why,
Ange had
why
done
does
this
it
right
bother
now,
you
what
so
would you be
much,
saying?
Savva and Johnny? Why, all of you? Why does it bother you so much that I say I just want to see him not play 4-3-3 with the B team? What's the issue with that?
doesn't bother
because
me.
last season it was like the
Clearly it
season
does.
before we're going on about.
Forget last season, Johnny. Let's talk about
Such a
now,
long-
Johnny. Let's talk
No,
about
no,
now.
no,
Okay,
no,
can
I'm
I
just
ask a question,
saying,
Stel?
You're just saying this.
What's
I'm gonna
Savva?
ask
You
you,
said stuff.
ask me a-
You said stuff in the past.
Ask me a question.
We're talking about now.
You've
Right
asked
now.
me a question. You've asked me a question. You can let me answer it.
What did I ask you,
Well, you're just asking me a question. I'm just saying.
Johnny? What did I ask you?
What I've heard you say for a long time about Ange Postecoglou was
Forget
he
Ange,
never
we're talking
takes
about
it. Hang
Frank.
on, let me finish. You just said you were going on and on and on and on and on about Ange, right? Not
No,
changing.
Savva brought up Ange.
Now you've
Savva
just
brought up
transferred
Ange, not me.
it. Now you've just transferred it to Thomas Frank. And what I would say to you,
You're trying to get out of it. You're
what-
trying to deflect because you don't
I'm not
want to admit-
deflecting anything. Let me tell you how much I'm not deflecting. Lubo and I both said that we thought that this was going to be a draw tonight. Or I predicted 1-1, and I think Lubo did as well. I
Yeah.
didn't expect anything more than a draw tonight. Okay, that's what I predicted. Didn't predict us to lose. I predicted a draw. But I think we were lucky to get that prediction right. Listen, I don't think it's great out there. I don't think anything's fantastic right now. But somehow or other, we're managing to claw out results. I will give him positivity for resilience because teams of old, Spurs teams of old, buckle and a 2-0 becomes a 3-0, 4-0. And we end up getting massively embarrassed. And we didn't, we haven't had that. It's not pretty, Stel. It's not pretty. And I agree. So I think he got it wrong tonight. Okay. And I think he got it wrong the other night as well. But I'm not going to start smashing the guy over the head.
I'm not smashing him, though, am I? I'm not. I'm
You
just
want
saying.
him to change. You want him to change the tactics,
Right. So
When-
if he
when-
changes
when-
the tactics, if he
Johnny,
changes the
when-
tactics and he
when-
starts
I don't
losing
want him to
games,
change the tactics. I want him to change it if he's going to
Formation.
play the B team. If he's going to play the B team, because they're not good enough to play 4-3-3. 4-3-3 is one of the most attacking formations if you're going to play passing football. And
So
these
what do you
players
want him
can't
to
do
play?
it.
yeah,
Five?
Sorry?
You want him to play 5? What do you want him to play?
Johnny,
5-3-1?
do you know what? I'll be honest with you. At this stage, I don't care what he plays. Just try something different at 4-3-3 with these current players. That's how I feel because it doesn't work.
right, okay, all right.
It
So, all
doesn't
right,
work.
Stel, let me ask you this: if he plays a different formation and then ends up starting to lose games with the team,
Yeah.
then what?
Can we try it first?
Then don't you revert back? Why? It's not
If
changing.
he
sticking
tries
with the
it and
rest.
loses, you'll criticise that.
Yeah, you're going to criticize him
Now
for
you're
doing
making
that.
assumptions because he hasn't even tried it.
Yeah,
Because
because he's getting
Now-
points.
now
you're
you're making
criticising him for not
excuses.
losing.
Now you're making excuses as to what might happen if, but maybe. Try it, Anne. Try it, Frank. Just
Yeah,
try
but
it.
why would he try it if he's getting
He's mixed
points?
up a lot this year. You're making out like he just does this one tactic every
Yeah.
game.
When the last couple of games, which haven't been too great, when he doesn't start all the best players and he goes with a 4-3-3, I don't think it works when we take strong components out of the system. If he's got Kudus in there and he's got Paulinho and he's got Romero and Van der Ven, I think the 4-3-3 has got a scope to work. I think it can work, even with the left side being a bit shit and the striker being bang average. But when he takes out the key components, I think it looks completely lost. I think the system just falls to pieces. And what happens is we get overrun in the middle. Kudus is the fullback gets pulled up because Kudus doesn't drop. So then the space appears behind Porro and in the middle. And I think unless you've got Paulinho in there, or unless you've got a Romero protecting it as well, it doesn't work with these fringe players. That's all I'm saying. Everything else I think actually works. Against Man City, it worked. Against Brighton, when he made his comeback, it worked. When he played against who was it? I thought we were quite good against
West Ham.
What about the system against PSG?
Well, he went 3 at the back against PSG.
Yeah. But that's
And I've said go 3 at the back. I've suggested that, Johnny. I've suggested that. But then Lubo loses his mind and says that we lack intelligence for saying
You need Romero.
You need Romero in it.
You've got to have Romero in the middle of a back three to play a back three.
Yeah.
Every team is world class like PSG, Lubo. There's teams that aren't that good where we can do it, man. Not every team's PSG.
I disagree. I'm
No,
going to tell you,
not in the Premier League.
Poor old Lubo and I, we should have a minute's silence because Lubo and I have got to go to Leeds on Saturday. Huh?
I hope we play 4-3-3.
Stel, private chat.
All right, guys.
Minute silence. We're going to Leeds.
All right, guys, we've got to do some super chats quickly.
Okay.
And then we have to end it. Sorry, because we have a 2-hour restraint. Everyone can have their final say before we end it, though. Let's do the last super chats. This was from Matty K earlier on. Big up. He said, can we talk about Ange some more? Matty K, we granted your wishes just there. All right, we gave you some of that. Bourbon Buzzard. Tonight wasn't good, but looking at the start we've had and the squad we are stuck with, are we not currently overachieving to an extent? A lot of the panel have actually said that tonight, Bourbon, to be fair to you, mate.
Yeah.
NSG, big up. This season is going to be a wild ride. You have BJ in the 9 shouts and wouldn't have lost XYZ. Even though he had 2 years, Solomon is the best winger. Fair enough, mate. We're not going to do the Solomon thing again. We did that on Monday. Yeah,
Solomon Monday.
Listen, seeing as we haven't got a show on Thursday, let's just do very quickly score prediction for this weekend, then we'll wrap it up. James, Spurs away to Leeds United.
3-0 Leeds. I don't know. I think we're actually fairly good away, so I'll say a 2-1 win.
2-1 to Spurs on the road. Savva away to Leeds after tonight's game. What do you reckon?
2-2.
Another draw. My God, Monday's show is going to be fireworks. Lubo, what's your prediction?
Another draw. 1-0.
Another draw. 1-1. Danny, what do you reckon, mate? Win, lose, draw?
I'm gonna go 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. So that's 2 wins and 2 draws. Johnny, you're going to be there, mate. What's your prediction?
Tough one. I think Leeds, fiery place, really good at home. They got some great results at home. I'm going to go 2-2 as well, unfortunately. I'd love to go 2-1. I think a draw would be a good result up there.
So you mean after all of this, I'm the guy that's saying that we're going to win, and you guys are all...
And me.
You and Danny.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you said 3-0 Leeds.
I'm going to go... Is Romero going to be back, do you know, or not?
Yeah,
Not sure.
Should be.
All right, if Romero's back, I'm going to be brave and say 2-1 as well. I'm going to be brave.
Johnson's back, though. Johnson's back.
2-1 lead.
I
2-1 lead.
thought I saw Johnson. I thought I saw Johnson running on the spot. Honestly, man.
We're going to redirect to Team Coppish, so check that out, guys. Everyone
No,
in the
we're
chat
not. They
tonight.
just ended. They just ended.
Oh, we're not
Guys,
going to
it's been
redirect.
emotional. Thanks for listening.
I haven't got time to
Guys,
change it now.
thanks for
Don't worry about it.
watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the show tonight. As always, we'll be back on Monday. I've got a video coming out tomorrow. I interviewed the chairman of the Paphos Spurs Supporters Club, top bloke. Make sure you watch it. Really nice guy.
Come on, you
All right, we're
Spurs.
out here. Look after yourselves. Up the Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Enoch, buy some players.
Get your book.